Hey, so it's 5ec. I just got done talking to Die My Darling about how I never do these things. I think I'm going at about a rate of one episode a month. So I figured, hey, it's about that time. I should record an episode of Pure Yomi so it doesn't fall off the map totally. And also, I'm procrastinating right now, and this really helps to do that. So, let's talk about the first match I had against Oka in the casual rooms. Uh, when we last left off, I was really mad at having lost two quick match games in a row to Oka, and I wanted to play him with Setsuki, who is my main character. And this was the first game. Gwyn, in the first matchup, he played Setsuki, then he played Zane, and now I'm seeing another totally new character, Gwyn. And this is the hand that was dealt me, and this is total garbage. So if you ever see this hand, as a Setsuki player, you should be afraid. The first thing you should be thinking is, how the hell do I get out of this hand? Because this hand is just total garbage. Okay? And there's really no good way to get out of this hand. This is what I'm thinking. Like, oh my god, this is a disaster. What do I do? I decide to dodge because Gwen can do a decent amount of damage off attack, even early game, if she has aces. She can, and I'm a low life character, so yeah, she could throw me, but I need to. I need to. I'm scared to even attack. For one thing, that my fastest attacks are twos, and I can power those up later for nothing or for aces or something. This is giving me. I don't want to waste my power up fodder by attacking with the 2.2. Also, 2.2 speed is not even that fast in this matchup. It's just a disaster. I think 8 throw would probably be a good option too. Maybe that was the right play. Um, I could go 8 throw into 6, and now I'm getting closer to Speed of the Fox. Again, if you're playing Setsuki, always be thinking, like, how do I get to Speed of the Fox? That's always the goal. Alright, so I think I decided to dodge because I'm scared of some kind of fast attack that's going to knock me on my ass. 8 throw probably would have been better. Not in this case. So I'm able to dump the 9 throw. There's no reason to power up here. I'm gonna save that for a situation where I can power up into nothing, or if I power up for an ace, what that yeah, it gives me a fast attack, but I don't have to worry about um, Gwen destroying me just yet. Well, I say that, but then she powers up for two aces. But still, throw six ace, single ace in your hand is just a recipe for getting stuck for days. And yes, aces are valuable in this matchup against Gwen because they beat everything in her hand that's not a queen. But and as Setsuki, you have low life. You really want to avoid getting blown up by a combat reveal. So yes, they're valuable, but don't. It's just not the right time for that. So she's knocked down. I go for a 6 attack here. I honestly don't know why. I think it's kind of like just tilt. I don't know why I go for a 6 attack here. Doesn't make any sense. But I do it. What should I have done then? If I don't go for a 6 attack, well, I could dodge again. Dodge would be a very okay play. I'd probably dodge with my 4 into a 10 throw, something like that. That would be fine. But 6 attack, please. What am I doing? Gets blocked. Draw a card. Ooh, finally, hey, a good card. Setsuki does have those. So, I don't quite remember what I do here, but I mean, I should queen. Because Gwen's at 10 cards here. She can do some massive damage, and I think that's what I do. I just queen. Queen is like saying, hey, don't do massive damage. How about that? Uh, yes, I could definitely dodge into 3 aces, and that would be bad. But that's not the end of the world. At 10 card, Gwen can with 2 aces, 2 known aces in hand, can do a lot more damage than 22. So I finally draw a good card. I play it. That's also the secret to playing Setsuki, by the way. Have queen, play queen, because queen's good. But look at this. 13 damage. And how many cards did I have in hand? Yeah, I had 7 cards in hand. 13 damage is the best I can do. It's sad. It's sickening. Pitiful Setsuki combo, but I was careful to leave this opportunity to power up these 2 twos and get out of that god-awful hand. Success. That's definitely a trick you should learn if you're starting out with Setsuki. Look for not just ways to get out of your hand, but ways to power up cards into nothing. So another just absolutely god-awful hand. This is kind of funny. So he 7 throws me here, which is a fine play. As Setsuki, you don't want to get blown up by Gwyn attack combat reveals, because that's how she can do like 40 damage. And then half-life gone. And you're in a situation where, and I have been playing pretty scared, honestly. I've been playing dodges. So 7 throw from him is pretty good here. It's just kind of funny that like I'm checkmated to 7 throw with the 6-card hand. I mean, yeah, I could 5 attack, but why in God's name would I 5 attack? That's basically not an option. Unless you just, for some reason, really want to put your balls on the table and just say, hey, 5 attack, no follow-up. How do you like that? Yeah, if you want to be a goon, you could do that, but that's not what we're doing here. We're trying to win a game. So I was checkmated to 7 throw. That's cool. I decided to put a 9 throw down. Again, the first thing you should think about when you have this kind of hand is like, how the hell do I get out of it? This was a good way to get out of it. So if I get thrown, okay, yeah, I take 28 damage. That is terrible. But at least I get out of this hand. Another option was 9 throw, but that's quite a bit less safe. It wouldn't have mattered. I would have gotten blown up anyway. I'm out of the hand, though. So that's something. And she dumps 2 aces. I think as Gwyn, in order to play Gwyn effectively, and I'm definitely not the expert in this, my Gwyn quick match rate's pretty bad. But I think as Gwyn, you kind of need to have aces in hand to be super scary. With middling sized hands like 8, I think you kind of need cards. But in this case, I don't draw a dodge. I don't draw a throw. There is no decision here. Okay, Queen 100% of the time. No decision to be made. I guess you could argue like, well, you know, I could throw a jack out there and try to value trap like I don't have a queen, but no, that's stupid. Just queen. And a lot of people would say, yeah, no decision to be made with a Setsuki hand. Pretty par for the course. But, you know, those people don't win with Setsuki as much as I do, so, you know, hold that. All right, let's see. What do we got? We got a queen left over. That's nice. We were able to do a little bit of damage. He led with a 2 attack. Oops, getting ahead of ourselves here. So I dodged that turn. I was going to say, he led with a 2 attack there, which is a little unsafe. I guess he was heavily reading throw because he hadn't seen a 7 throw, and Setsu's 7 throw is the trump throw in this matchup. And Setsuki players do like to throw off of Speed of the Fox. So I think 2 attack was fine there. He probably doesn't have much of a hand. He wants to build it. It just didn't work out for him because I queened. So that Speed of the Fox turn, I decided to dodge. I'm not really sure what went into that. I had good options. I had one good option, which was queen again. So yeah, I definitely could have played a queen, and I would have been able to dump off that, which would have been good. It wouldn't have worked out because he dodged. Queen's fine there. Dodge is fine too. I think I leaned towards dodge just because he just played 2 7 throws. So it's pretty scary to throw as Gwyn in that situation. So I think that was my reasoning there. Just dodge. He's not going to throw me, and he didn't. I make a questionable decision here, I think, which is to power up these two sevens. You always want ace ace in your hand as Setsuki, but what I just did was look at the throws in my discard. Okay. I think I kind of was just counting on when you do something so obviously like bad in terms of hand management that I just did. I think you're kind of telegraphing to your opponent, well, yeah, I just dumped some throws, and I have plenty. Oh, here's another one. Get thrown. Take 28 damage or 29 damage because yeah, sure, I dumped a bunch of throws, so I don't have any throws, right? Nope. Here's another one. Get thrown. That kind of line of thinking. It happens. I was kind of counting on him because at this point I trust that he's kind of a next level player. He's thinking one step ahead. So I'm like, well, maybe he'll be thinking that, and if not, whatever. I queen. What's the worst that can happen? So I queen. And this was a very smart play on his part. That was a really good place to queen, I think, if I'm Gwyn, because it beats the sneaky throw. It beats the queen. I only have one queen in discard. Well, sorry, I had two queens in discard. Okay, well, it's still good. I mean, Setsuki in general is not going to be doing a lot of dodging in neutral, so queen as Gwyn is just always going to be a pretty good play. So having been down to, so I probably don't have a queen now. This is what the player should be thinking. My attack options are limited. I think I play for a safe ace because I don't want to get blown up and lose. I could definitely lose if I guess wrong. If I play ace, I'm not going to lose. That's probably about the extent of my thinking there. I think you should probably think that way a lot of the time. What are my don't die buttons? And we'll see down the line in this matchup where I totally forget about, hey, let's press a don't die button. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I press the don't die button right now. If it works out, I do 18 damage, which is pretty damn good. I'm happy about it. But I eat another Q. Definitely not the end of the world. It allows me to get closer to my goal of dumping my hand. And I think I draw, okay, now he powers up for one ace. I draw another ace, which is very lucky. He probably doesn't have three aces in hand right now, so ace again is a very safe move. He's probably running low on queens because he's spent a couple, spent three, and also he should be thinking that I don't have that many great attack options by this point because I don't know if I played the right ace, meaning the one I powered up for before, but that's how, so you're hiding information that I have another ace in hand. In any case, he should be thinking that like I'm getting a little squirmy. I probably don't have that many good attacks in hand, so throw is a decent option from him. Also, I don't have that many cards in my hand, so if you throw me at this point, you're probably not going to lose. So I press ace again because I don't die, and it's actually a really good. It's a better button this turn than it was the turn before. He dodges. Okay. That's fine. I mean, that's a very reasonable button considering the throws that I have in discard. But I'm not that sad about it. I mean, I take 14 damage here. Yes, that's not good, and I'm like, I am in a bad situation here, certainly. So I think I just decide to go unsafe here. I could die. I mean, whatever I could. There's nothing that's not unsafe. Dodge is certainly unsafe because throw is a great option from him. Um, because again, I have three cards. If he throws me, this is something if you're playing against Setsuki, you should always be on the lookout for. Three card Setsuki is a very bad character. Um, Generally, she's going to want to dodge so she can bluff and get a new hand, and also she's not going to be doing a lot of damage with three cards in general. So it's a really good opportunity for you to throw. I throw a lot of the time against new players. If you're playing an experienced player like me, even if you're playing me, it's going to work a lot of the time. I mean, because a lot of times it's like, yeah, I'll take the damage. I need to get out of this hand. So it's really good spot to look to throw Setsuki with three cards. In this case, I just decide to do an unsafe thing and play a big attack button. I'm slowed down, so this is a 4.4 speed attack because I feel like I don't want to get thrown. Okay, and I pump with both cards here. That's a little questionable. I think that's probably a mistake, actually, because I have the reason I did it is because I had two aces in discard, and single aces are not great to have in your hand because they're roadblocks to getting the speed of the fox. But how many more speed of the fox turns am I likely to get at this point? Not many. I'm 12 health. I'm gonna need to kind of kill on the next set of cards I get probably. So an ace is a very good card at this point. So I think pumping with it was a mistake. Like let's say I have ace in my hand right now. That's a great card to play. Okay, um, he's not necessarily expecting it. Well, you know, he's probably wary of another queen, of another ace. Certainly, he'd be wary of an attack. But ace is a good option here. Um, yeah, it doesn't win me the game, but it's very safe, especially with the Joker in hand. And this is where I kind of forget about. But this is where I make kind of a dumb play. I mean, it's okay. I play a seven throw. It's the trump throw in most cases, and you know, I'm not thinking about ace ace ace. Spoiler alert: I get hit by ace ace ace. But I'm not thinking about it. It's kind of a sneaky play because he's not very likely to have it. Um, but if I had an ace in hand, I probably play an ace. Uh, I don't know. I mean, Jack's probably about as good as an ace. Well, not really, because Jack gets beaten by king, so ace is good. Uh, but I don't have the ace because I made that mistake, and I decide to throw because I haven't thrown out of Speed of the Fox unless I'm mistaken. It's something, and I haven't thrown a lot in general in this match, so I'm trying to catch him by surprise. I'm not that scared. Yeah, I could get hit by a jack and lose, um, but that's a very ballsy, I think, play in the scenario. Much more likely he's going to play a queen or um, a fast stack like a king, which he hasn't played a king yet. So, I'm thinking the throw is pretty safe there. In general, yeah. I'm not so mad about this play. I think it's an okay play. He just happened to have three aces, and I definitely could have played something that would have guaranteed that I didn't die that turn, which is an important factor, especially when you're playing a Gwyn whose life continually decreases, and you know, as long as you can kind of just keep moving the goalposts for her, and just outlive her. It's a good strategy when she's down to 17 life. So that probably should have at least been in my head, but it wasn't. So at this point, I've lost three games straight to this guy. I've just lost to Gwyn, who is who Setsuki beats. It's probably 6-4 Setsuki. Um, so it was a close game, but now I'm like super pissed. Let's just I'm like it's one of those times where I kind of you go across the threshold of being pissed into like I'm so pissed now that I have to be like I have to dial it back and just like become a robot. So that's kind of what I try to do is like, well, I'm so obviously angry at this point that I kind of just need to take a break and acknowledge that anger because it's hard not to acknowledge it and just push it aside. And that's kind of what I learned to do over the this is kind of we're talking about psychology here. If you find yourself getting tilted, what you need to do is like acknowledge that yeah, I'm super angry right now. It is possible to just be aware of that and just start thinking. Just start overriding your impulse to be angry and start thinking like, okay, think. This is not about emotions. Like, actually start thinking about what the best play is. Take a breather if you need it. I think that's really helpful to not get the adrenaline like pumping. Just like take a second, remember that this game is about thinking, and then go back into it. And yeah, you can still be pissed. Like, of course, you're not gonna. I don't get like totally unpissed at that point. I'm still like just super raging inside, but I'm able to kind of compartmentalize it and put it in a different space. And that's I didn't used to be able to do that. I don't think. I think I've gotten a lot better at that. So anyway, that's something to think about. I will be back hopefully sooner than later with the next match. This is a 5 game set. This portion, once I start playing casuals, there's 5 games. So I've got 4 more games of ouka to go through before I do anything else. And but yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this portion. Let me know what I can do differently. See ya.